Hello again. So here I am on the Cape Wrath Trail again. So I have just left from Inchnadamph, got the bus up from Inverness. So because this bit that I'm doing here is actually the route south, and then I'm picking up the route north when I get Glenorchy. I'm sort of doing this because I wanted to do behind Conival. And it's lovely. This is where I had to run down last time to catch the bus, so not quite so much of a pace. But I think I'll get up to the lock, set up camp, have my dinner, and then crack on. And that's going to put my intended camp spots a little bit out of whack. It's nice and quiet. I can hear a bumblebee there, but that's pretty much it, and a couple of birds. I've come over the top from Inchnadamph and I'm sitting on the Beerlac now, so there's no water, no sounds at all. Really nice. I'm heading just along here for a bit. There's a lock just around to my left, and that's where I'm going to pitch the tent and spend the night. I've been there before. That's where I went up to last time when I was here. And so I'm looking forward to that. It's just lovely. It's nice being up here in the remoteness. Just walking through the Beerlac, heading for a stop at 7 o'clock in the evening. It's 10 to 7. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's really nice. I do really like walking up and over into a valley and watching the valley sort of unfold and just feel like you're being in a completely different area. So I need to go up that little mound there, around to the left, and that'll be me for the night. So here I am, set up for the night. This time, as you might see, the tent is different. It's an XMID 1, and I'd have to say it's bloody small. Having come from the luxury of having a two-man Lanchan 2, which has got at least twice as much room in it as this, it's a bit of a challenge, and I sort of am wishing that I had stumped up with the extra 400 grams and stuck the Lanchan in the bag. It has got big areas outside, so there are big areas where I can store stuff, but to be honest, in Scotland you really want to store stuff inside the tent because you need access to it, because you need to close it all up and fiddle around and get yourself sorted out. Well, I've closed it all up, but most of my stuff's outside, and it's just not ideal. So I have a feeling that there might be a used XMID 1 going onto eBay quite soon. So we shall see. So welcome to Glenorchy. I'm back in Glenorchy. This is day 2. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I've just set off from the lock, and it's lovely, beautiful day. It was nice. It was sort of misty, rainy, drizzly up at the lock, but as soon as I got out of the lock, out of the corrie, it sort of lifted a bit. It's still cloudy, but it has lifted, and it's very pleasant and very nice and very quiet. And there's the Oikle River down there. So I'm following that down to my turn to go left and up north. So I have come up and over from the turn off between Benmore and Inchnadamph. And it's okay. I'll just had a little bit of a climb, which isn't too bad, but I think didn't weigh my pack before I left. So I didn't weigh the pack before I left, and I think I've got more than what I had before when I was coming through, because I think I've got 5 days food. I've got 3 kilos, three and a bit kilos of food, and I think I can feel it because just struggling along. And so in a couple of days' time, I think it'll be a lot more comfortable, but at the moment I'm sort of feeling the weight and just feeling tired. Also, I did definitely need lunch, so I have stopped for lunch. And we're having somewhere in there, there's noodles and coffee. So we're doing lunch, drying stuff out, drying my feet out, drying the boots out. The boots leak a little bit, and I thought earlier that it's just odd that it's only the left foot that ever leaks. And it sort of dawned on me that maybe it's because I only feel it with my left foot. And sure enough, I took them off earlier because I had to change out of the trousers into waterproof trousers into my shorts. And it's true, I don't think I can feel water with my right foot. And so if the boots are leaking, I think they're dry. so I have my feet have been a little bit wet, but you know, these Decathlon socks, they're nylon socks, are for business, and they do stop you from getting blisters. As I'm sure if my feet were as damp as what they were and I had merino socks on, I think I'd have a blister now. So I shall have some lunch and enjoy this, and then have a little wander down towards that lock, and then over the hill on the other side and carry on. I'm looking at about 20, 21, 22 kilometres today. I might catch up on the plan, so I'm half a day behind because I left Ullapool late, but I might actually make up that time because I think the first 2 days were shortish on my previous plan. We'll see. It should be okay. I quite like doing slightly longer days, seeing a lot more, and not having a load of time. Sort of, I suppose it's nice to sleep in the tent and have a kip when you get in, but it doesn't. You're sort of filling in time, waiting for the time to cook dinner, really. So I might as well just crack on and see how I'm feeling and do a bit more mileage. So there we go, lunch. So I've had a chance to settle down a little bit, so let's have a little update for today. Today hasn't been the most successful or straightforward day, especially towards the end, and we'll talk about that. But I'm here. I am. This takes a little time to work out exactly where I am. I think I am at Gorm Lochmore. I'm just up from sort of northwest from Gorm Lochmore on one of the variants I've just discovered, because I thought I was on the standard route, but it appears that I'm not. It appears that I'm heading up to Loch and Urchel, something like that, excuse the pronunciation, and heading for Glencoe. I might have to backtrack a little bit tomorrow and sort myself out, and this hasn't been the best of days, to be honest. I had because I'm half a day out, I had planned that I was going to stop at Loch Carn and Curanbian, or else Loch Sale and Ruthair. One of those two locks. Got there at about 4 o'clock and hummed and hawed and thought I didn't really want to stop at that point in time because I'm half a day out, and I wouldn't mind sort of getting back onto track because I know that the camping options here are not so great. So that was the option that I took, and so I headed down here. And then coming down, it was a rubbish path from Loch Bialaca, Madrid, down to Gorm Lochmore. Anyway, So came down from that lock, quite rough, and then got to the bottom and thought, right, that's it. I'm done for now. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop and have dinner and just, that's it. Cut me losses. So I basically pitched the tent on the first flat bit that I could find, and then sort of collapsed for a bit. So then got out to go find some water, and of course there was no water around, and it was just blowing a gale, and the lock was right next door, but I couldn't get to the lock to pick water up, and also the lock water was pretty disgusting. So then thought, well, this is no good. There's no water, I can't stay here. And so I thought, right, I've got to move on. So I have now moved on a little bit further. There's a path that goes out to just about directly north from roughly here where I am now, that I was following and thought that I was on the main Cape Wrath Trail, but I think now that I'm on an alt, and I need to make a decision tomorrow about whether I backtrack and go the standard version and pick up the path from Inchnadamph, or whether I just keep going on this one. And to be honest, I might just keep going on this one because I'm going to have to climb up, and then I'm going to have to climb down before I get to where it is that I'm going tomorrow. Before I get to Glencool. So not the best of days, and you know, I was tired, I was frustrating, and I was concerned that I was going to make an error or get injured or something like that. I was certainly making poor choices on navigation and route finding, and getting into, you know, having to make jumps across peat hags and things like that, which is I never like doing. It's not safe. And doing other sorts of stupid things like that. This has probably been the toughest day that I've had on the Cape Wrath Trail. And then I will you know, carry on and think about what's get dinner and then get ready for tomorrow. As you can tell, I am quite tired today. I'm pretty much incoherent, and things could have gone a bit easier today, and in some ways I sort of wish that I had stopped up at that lock, but it hasn't been the best of days, so I'm sure that I will look back and, you know, be happy about it, but at the moment not so great. So let's get some good sleep and crack on in the morning. So hello, I assure you this is what all the cool kids are wearing now. Everyone in France is wearing a Hastings Direct hat. So this is day 3 of this bit. Yesterday was a bit of a car crash. So at the moment I think this is Loch Dew. I am heading towards Carlestrum and the bridge. Stopped at Glencool Bothy for lunch, and then just stopped back there at Glendew Bothy and had a snack I've had a shake. Today is good. Today is nice and sunny, it's a bit warm, and that's why the hat's on. I think I have maybe caught the sun a little bit. So I've been a bit less reliant on the phone for navigation. I've tried to use the map a bit more. I've got the map in my pocket here and used it this morning, and the compass, and discovered that my compass and map reading skills are pretty shit now. Haven't done it for a long time. So I want to do, it's just after, well, coming up to 3 I think. I want to do at least another hour, and I think as it stands, I think I'm going to be probably doing tonight before I get to Bendreevy. The next day, I might be able to get to Rhiconich. So that's sort of putting me just about back on track, and we'll see how the plan eventuates. So today's day 3. I've finished day 3 now. I'm packed or set up in the tent. I'm between Kylescu and Bendrivi. Today hasn't been too bad. I slept through from 9 o'clock last night to 7 o'clock this morning. Just woke up a couple of times as I turned over and things. And obviously needed the sleep. So that's what I got. So today, a lot of peat hags here, and so that makes the navigation so much more difficult and so much more tiring. So, and then from Glen Coolbothy all the way around to pretty much here, I've been on access roads. They're a bit easier to walk on than through tussocky grass or over peat hags. Big day tomorrow, Bendrivi, Lockstack, Arkle, Rhiconich, and the river crossing there that's supposed to be quite challenging, hopefully not too challenging. I've got some rain coming overnight, but I don't think it's too much. There's more rain coming in the next couple of days. I think I've got 10 to 20 millimetres of rain coming on Thursday and Friday, I think. So I think I'll get rain tomorrow, but I don't think it'll be too bad. I can't remember. Everything else seems to be going okay. I'm waiting to see what happens to this tent when it rains properly. I suspect that I'm going to get a wet night, and I think packing up and heading back to civilization. If it does rain a lot, I think I'm going to have to abandon, because I think that this tent will just leak too much, and I think the sleeping bag and everything else is going to get wet. So we'll see. So here comes, I can hear the spitting of the rain now. Let's wait and see what happens. Hopefully it's not too much tonight. Anyway, I think it's 9:15. It's time for me to start thinking about going to sleep. It's been a long day, and I look forward to having a bit of a sleep. It's 7:15 and I'm on the move. That was my spot just there, down by that little lock. And I thought I was going to get some rain overnight, but look, a beautiful sunny morning. So this is a nice little spot to stop. I'm heading up towards Bendrivi. So a couple of little interesting things that happened this morning. Yesterday and today I tried going without gaiters to try and reduce the microclimate in the boots and help them to dry out a little bit. But it doesn't work really, because I still get grit in my shoes. So I have got the gaiters back on, but I have now loosened the top of them to make a little chimney to let all the steam from the boot out. It's because it's so dry today and nice and warm. I'm hoping that they'll dry out a little bit, because my feet are a little bit rank. The socks are rank, the feet are okay. So I'm heading up Bendrivi. It looks like a lovely day. Listen to the birds. I'm doing the Cape Wrath Trail again, and I'm in a hotel again. So today was day 4. I went from just past the turn-off to Kylescu. I'm actually in Shegra at the moment. I got to Rhiconich and did 27 kilometres today in the end. So a big long day. So here I am in Shegra, in the old schoolhouse. As I was coming down, realised it was starting to rain, and so I went into the bag, and I could not find my coat or trousers. Couldn't find the waterproof bag. I thought about it. I thought the only thing I can do is to get the tent out. So I got the tent out and pitched the tent, which luckily is quick and easy. That's one good thing about the Dandursten. X-mid, it is quick to pitch. What looked like quite a significant amount of rain was significant, but only for a couple of minutes. It only rained for about 10 or 15 minutes and then passed by. So I then shoved everything back in the bag because I'd had to take everything out of the bag because I had found that I did actually have the waterproofs. As soon as the rain stopped, it came out sunny and it was humid and warm, and all the midges and clags thought that was a great feasting time, and they feasted on me. And carrying on, by the time I got to Rhiconich, my boots they felt like they were full of water. They're very squelchy, and they are still very squelchy. So I was walking with those, and I just thought, this is not going to work. Even if I find a place to pitch the tent, I'm going to have to go out because I'm going to have to dry everything out and get it sorted out. Specifically the boots. I couldn't carry on for another 2 days with the boots in the state they were because I wouldn't get them dry. So I made the decision, and here I am. Another instalment, another bit of adverse weather, and another trip to a hotel.